Have you ever had that feeling of being watched? That spine-chilling sensation that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up? Well, let me tell you about something that happened to me last October, an experience that still haunts me to this day. I've never been particularly afraid of clowns. Sure, they're a bit odd with their painted faces and exaggerated smiles, but they never really bothered me. That was until that rainy Tuesday night when I was home alone. I remember it vividly. I was curled up on my couch, scrolling through my phone, with nothing but the soft patter of rain against the windows keeping me company. My house sits at the end of a quiet street surrounded by old oak trees that cast strange shadows at night. It must have been around midnight when I first noticed something wasn't quite right. You know that feeling when the atmosphere suddenly shifts? Like the air gets heavier? That's exactly what happened. The rain had slowed to a drizzle, and in the stillness I heard what sounded like squeaking shoes on wet pavement. I tried to ignore it at first, telling myself it was probably just the house settling or the trees swaying in the wind. But then I saw it, a flash of white in my peripheral vision, just outside my living room window. When I turned to look, my blood ran cold. There, pressed against the glass, was a face. Not just any face, a clown's face. The makeup was smeared by the rain, creating dark streaks that ran down its cheeks like tears. But the smile, oh God, the smile was perfectly intact. A wide red grin that stretched unnaturally from ear to ear. Our eyes met and I froze. The clown didn't move, didn't blink, just stood there staring. Its nose was a bright red bulb that seemed to glow in the darkness. And its eyes. They weren't the eyes of a performer bringing joy to children. They were empty, soulless pools of black. I wanted to scream, to run, to call the police, but my body wouldn't respond. The clown slowly raised one white-gloved hand and pressed it against the window, leaving a perfect print on the rain-streaked glass. Then, ever so slightly, it tilted its head to the side at an impossible angle. That's when I finally found my voice and screamed. I scrambled for my phone, but in those few seconds of panic when I looked back at the window, the clown was gone. All that remained was that handprint on the glass and the faint sound of circus music drifting through the night air. The police came, of course, but they found nothing. No footprints in the mud, no evidence anyone had been there. But I know what I saw, and now, every night when darkness falls, I triple-check my windows and doors, because sometimes, when it's particularly quiet, I swear I can hear the squeak of those shoes on my front porch and see a flash of white in the corner of my eye. And you know what's really terrifying? I never mentioned this to anyone, but the next morning I found a single red balloon tied to my mailbox, swaying gently in the morning breeze.